welcome back to the horror podcast. I gotta do some stuff while Brandon talks to you. But welcome to Sleepwellhorrors. Horrors. We're doing more horror stories today. If you guys enjoy what we have for you, just give me a second so I can get everything prepared.
Okay, so I'm doing the pre-story questions.
No.
Oh, God.
Not yet. Not that.
Oh,
yet.
I'm just talking.
Yeah, we're just talking right now.
Oh. Well, it's a creepy season. Have you seen anything? Like shows, movies?
No. Is this music super loud or is it just me? Like it's hella loud.
It's a little loud. Not too loud. It's just a little loud.
There we go. No. I've been watching a lot of Toasty. God damn it. Hey! When he's not paying attention, he just does bad things now. It's so annoying.
Aw, Toasty.
It's just driving me insane lately. He's acting out. He's like a teenager now. It's pissing me off.
Mine's
So
like an old man. He's asleep right now. So, no scary movies, no scary shows, scary podcasts.
I watched Monsters. No, I watched Monster, the Ed Gein story, and the Kyle and Lyle story. But I don't like Ed Gein one. It's really weird.
Oh. Is that the one that the guy, Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I didn't even realize was him until like further into. I was like, wait the fuck, hold the fuck on. He does a really good job with the character. It's just a little bit too gross for
it. I haven't seen it. It's on my list.
You should watch it and see what you think, but I don't like it that much.
Yeah. And then you said the other one, Monsters. Is that the animated one?
No, Monsters is the same, like people who do the Monster series, like the Dahmer one, the Ed Gein one. But it's two brothers. That's why it's called Monsters. It's two of
them. Ed Gein's brother was also like.
No, it's Monsters. No, Monsters is like. It's like
different people.
It's an anthology of different murderers. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
You didn't know that?
No.
That's like their thing. That's actually funny.
So it's the same people that did the Jeffrey Dahmer, like that long.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It was a well done show.
You didn't like. Don't say that because you complained about how inaccurate it was.
I didn't complain.
Yes, you did.
My biggest thing, complaining wise, is I don't know. They didn't. I don't know. I don't think they asked it wasn't that long ago. Like it was a while ago, but it wasn't that long ago. So like survivors, like the victims survive. What am I trying to say here? Some of the family members of the victims are still alive, and I think there was like this whole thing where they didn't even ask them or like bring it up, and it's weird. I don't know. I used to be really big into the true crime. You know what I'm talking
about? I'm just apparently our title for this stream is not appropriate, so I had to change it. Creep and chill is not okay, apparently, so I had to do creepy and chilly.
Okay. Why is that not appropriate?
I don't know. Maybe because it's the word creep. Possibly.
No, it's probably chill.
It's like you guys cannot fuck on a podcast, okay? It's not allowed.
Yeah.
Like it's not what's happening here.
Going for.
It's not what's going on here. All right. But yeah, I know you because when it first came out, you're like, I don't like it. I was like, why? You're like, because they didn't respect the families.
They didn't.
Or whatever. That's all documentary stuff, man. I don't know what to tell you. That's how it is.
I know. It's just not fair. And it's like, I don't know. Like, I get the whole thing was about Jeffrey Dahmer. And I get that because I used to be really interested in serial killers for a long time. And I guess I still am. But now I'm more like, I don't know, like, oh no, the family members. But Ed Gein, is that his name? Ed Gein?
Yep.
He wasn't even a serial killer. He's always like in the list of killers, but he wasn't even a serial killer.
He killed 2 people and
Did
suspected he's suspected to kill 2 other people.
I thought he was just like a grave robber / creepy person
He
who
did
used
that
to
too,
get
but he
the
killed.
skin.
Yeah, but he killed a bar owner or bartender and someone else. He killed 2 people.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. I always thought it was just like grave robbing and
He
like
did that
making a
too.
lampshade out of people and
He
like
did that
belts out of
too.
nipples.
He did that too.
Maybe I need
But
to watch it.
He's also suspected of killing a young babysitter and his brother. Suspected. He never was charged with them because there was not enough evidence. But he definitely did that shit.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Maybe I do need to watch it. I've always been like not that interested because I'm like, meh.
He's not a serial killer. God damn it.
Well, I mean, like, okay, like, is grave robbing creepy? Yeah, nobody should be doing that. But also, like, I guess a guy has to have hobbies. I don't know what to tell you.
What? Hey, you just caught in 4K. That's
I don't
crazy.
mean it like that. It's just like, okay,
Caught in
like
4K.
it's like a creepy thing that he does. I don't know. I'm just gonna shut up now.
What a wild fucking thing to say.
But you know what I mean, though? No, you don't know what I mean.
No, I do not know what you mean. That was
okay.
crazy.
I'm not condoning this behavior. I'm just saying. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're done with this conversation. Sorry. I apologize for anything you may have heard.
Slept up. It's crazy. Cancelled.
Apparently.
Okay. Everything's good. We got some people. We got nobody in here right now. Let's wait for a little bit.
Damn, good. Nobody heard me say that. Whoops.
Where's your friends at?
Oh shit. I don't know.
I don't know. You about to say I don't have friends? Is that what you about to say? I don't have friends.
I don't have any friends. I don't know what you're talking about. Did you end up watching that movie with the dog?
No, I didn't.
That was supposed to be like your birthday thing.
Yeah, but then I got kind of like sad that I was going by myself, so I didn't go.
Oh.
I was like, I don't even want to go.
Okay, fair.
Oh my god. Oh.
Wow, this was just like 2 back-to-back depressing comments.
It's gonna be a depressing story too, so like it fits out really well.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Super excited. Have you done any Halloween activities?
No.
Ah, okay.
I played some horror games. I've been playing horror games, so I mean that kind of like Halloween. What Halloween activity is supposed to do?
Like pumpkin carving, going to a haunted house.
I'm pretty sick at pumpkin carving. With who?
Well, we were supposed to go to a haunted house. What's it called?
Asylum?
Amusement park.
Yeah.
Amusement park, not asylum.
What's it was a haunted asylum?
I would go still.
You should have came. Why was Reedy here, by the way? Why was old Nick in Utah?
I don't even know he was there.
Like for a day.
Oh, that's a long drive for a day.
Maybe he flew. He was here for work or something. You don't know.
I have no idea. But I am actually kind of upset that we didn't end up going to the haunted thing. Amusement park. I was kind of looking forward to it.
I completely forgot about it until you mentioned it.
Oh, well. I guess I was the only one that was upset that I wasn't going anymore. Salt Lake City has a ton of haunted houses that I wish I wasn't scared to go to, but I am very, very scared.
Well, stop being scared, you know? All right.
Okay.
Who's in here? We're going to go ahead and start with the questions. Okay. 4 questions for the story. Welcome again. If you haven't heard me say it the first time, this is Sleepwell Horrors. I'm going to do some horror stories today. Yes. I can't say horror. It comes out as a different word every time. So, sorry. Sorry for people who think I'm saying something different. I got a little opening phrase here, just to be a little bit corny, a little bit, like we're doing an actual show here. But some debts can't be paid with money or blood. Some takes something deeper. So tonight's story isn't about the living; it's about what's left after.
Ooh.
So that's going to be the story today. We're going to do Feed the Pig, which is a very famous story by our boy Elias Witherow. If this live stream gets striked, it's because I did not ask for permission when I did it. I just kind of put the credit into the description. It's a famous story though, so it shouldn't matter. Or also give him credit to the author. He's a great author, and he's done a couple other stories and stuff. You should look him up. I think he has also a few books and screenplays. So this story's really good. I do have a little thing to say beforehand. NSFU content warning. Okay, this contains not safe for work and may not be suitable for all audiences. Please use your discretion to decide whether to proceed. There's going to be some instances in the story that have to do with mental health and abuse. So if that's going to trigger you, this is your out right now. But if you want to stay and feel it out, that's okay too. Just so you know. So yeah, not suitable for kids. If you're a parent, at your own risk. Anyway, let that out the way. We got a couple questions here before we start. If death were a doorway, would you dare to open it?
No.
No?
No.
It's like you can see into the beyond. You don't want to check it out?
No. No, I'm too much of a chicken shit.
It's like this way is death. Do you want to peek inside?
No. Do you?
Oh, it depends on what side of the door I'm on.
I would still say no.
So if you're dead and you're already dead, what do you got to lose?
Is it like me knowing where I'm going to after I'm dead, or just like death in general?
No. It's ambiguous.
Death. Oh.
It's ambiguous.
I guess if I'm dead, yeah. Like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, I'm not gonna die. But if I'm alive, no.
I feel like you'd contemplate it for a long time, though.
I probably would, because it'd be a little tempting, but also I don't know.
I would try to convince someone to open it.
That's fucked up. I bet you if you if it was me and you gave me 3 good reasons, I'd be like, okay.
I probably could manipulate you pretty easily. Just open it, dude. What's the big deal?
Yeah, what's the big deal?
I bet you nothing happens. It's just a door. Anyway, I don't know. I probably contemplate it. I might do it. Swing it open real quick.
I would not, but I'm happy for your curiosity.
Thanks. Could you survive in a place where you can't die, but still suffer?
No.
I mean, so you can't die though, right? So you're suffering the whole time. So kind of have to survive, right? So you're kind of forced to.
And just keep suffering?
Yeah. Yeah, but like you don't have a choice.
Then I choose not to survive in a place where I can't die but still suffer.
But the chat's saying like literally like you have to survive it though. Like you have no choice but to survive. You can't die.
That sounds like a nightmare, honestly.
That's a trick question. Yes, the answer is yes. You can survive because you are forced to. Now.
That sucks.
See that? The chat said. Oh, she's married. All right, chat. Stop. Jesus. If someone offered you a way out, would you trust it?
No. And I only say that because.
What do you mean? You're saying no to everything. What are you talking about?
Because listen, I have a point here, okay?
Okay,
I think that if depending on the situation, like in my head, after the questions that you've just gave me, I think that if it's offering you a way out of something like terrible, then I'd be like, that's a trick. I would think they're tricking me.
You have trust issues, you know that, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, fair.
Just based off the questions, right? If I am having to do all these crazy things, and they're like, "Hey, you want to get out of this shithole?" I'm like, "Yeah, but what do I have to lose?"
Going into a worse shithole?
Can't be that much worse.
I mean, it could.
We're just chatting about the story. We're about to read a horror story, and this is like the lead-up questions, chat, that you're asking. Me and her argue about the questions every stream that we do when it comes.
I think it's very rare when we agree on the answer.
We don't agree on the answers most of the time.
No.
Oh, listen. From the last stream, we read a horror story about the ocean, and for a week straight, I just sent her memes of horror ocean memes, like for a whole straight week of like just like scary things in the water.
Yeah.
She wouldn't respond to me.
Well, that's because I was like, does he hate me? Does Michael secretly hate me?
I mean, okay, wait, there's a chat here. Shirt Ripper said, I mean, I can see that point because at the point ever since everything is terrible, you'd have to expect it was terrible in some way. Yeah, but like, might as well fucking make an adventure out of it, right?
No.
Like, what else do I gotta lose? I'm being tortured here. I guess I'll just torture over there. Might be something different though, you know? Maybe it's worse, but for me, it's not worse. You know what I mean?
What if it is? What if it's like your worst nightmare? Like this is like nightmare fuel. Like
chat agrees with me, so it doesn't matter.
Tailored to Michael.
Chat agrees with me, so it doesn't matter.
Huh?
I'd be on guard too. Chat agrees with me, but you know, whatever. All right.
Not only do we never agree on anything, but nobody ever agrees with me.
That's not true. Your friends agree with you sometimes.
That's true. Sometimes.
Okay. Am I about to read it? Oh. No. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and start into the story now. We're done talking about things. We'll go ahead and jump to the story. Like I said, the story is called Feed the Pig by Elias. Hold on, I keep forgetting his last name. Elias Witherow. And this is a very fun story, and there is a content warning if you have, triggers of mental stability and abuse and things of that nature. Be warned. But we're gonna go ahead and start. Let me go ahead and get the scary music on right quick. I was gonna use my voice changer, but I don't know if I will. We'll see. I might use it for one person. Where is my scary story music? It's up here. goes.
Have
All right.
you read this?
I've read this before, yes.
Okay.
Not read it. I've heard it before, but it's been a while. So, but you haven't, and I want to see your reaction. That's why we're doing it.
God, I know I'm gonna get scared and hate it, but also love it.
You're definitely gonna get scared. That's definitely
Okay,
gonna
great. Awesome.
happen. 100% gonna happen. You're gonna get scared for sure. All right. Without further ado, do I start or do you start? You started. Go ahead.
Sure. All right. I slowly opened my eyes. My head was swimming and a dull pain surrounded my throat. I was thirsty. That was the first thing I noticed. I licked my dry lips as my surroundings faded into focus. My body ached and I realized it was because I was tightly bound to a metal chair in the middle of an empty room. The barren concrete walls were stained and dirty. The floor beneath my bare feet was cold and slightly wet. A single light bulb lit the room, dangling from the ceiling by a string. It cast moving shadows, and I blinked back darkness. An open door stood before me, but I couldn't see anything but the wall of a hallway. I tried to clear my head, try to remember how I got here. I squeezed my eyes shut and forced myself not to panic. I slowed my breathing and focused my thoughts, desperately trying to summon some recollection of why I was here. I couldn't remember anything. I opened my eyes and exhaled, my parched throat throbbing. I could hear sound echoing off the hallway walls outside the door. Screaming, clanging, howling. All very distant, but that did nothing to help calm my nerves.
Hello?
I cried, the word tearing at my vocal cords. I felt my chest hitch in pain, but I cleared my throat and yelled again.
Is everyone there? Hello?
The dark hallway remained silent except for the constant echoes. I shut my mouth and tried to wiggle free of my bindings, but the rope was knotted impossibly tight. I fought back against my imagination as it flooded my mind with horrific scenarios of what awaited me, if I could only remember. Suddenly, footsteps erupted from outside the door, a rapid patter of small feet. My hopes rose as I trained my attention on the door, praying it was help. A young boy ran into the room, dressed in a red onesie, complete with padded feet. Stretched over his face was a plastic devil mask. The eye holes revealed massive blue eyes that greeted me curiously. Taken back, I opened my mouth to speak, but that's when I noticed something was off. His eyes were huge, impossibly round and bulging from their sockets. It sent a shiver of unease down my spine, but I shook it off. This child might be able to free me.
Hey! Hey, kid! Can you get me out of here?
The boy took a step closer, cocking his head but remaining silent. I rattled my bound arms against the chair.
Cut me free! Oh, cut me free, please! I shouldn't be here. This is some kind of mistake.
The boy eyed me behind a strange mask and stopped directly in front of me. He leaned in close and whispered, his voice like wet silk.
You did a bad thing.
Oh, that's creepy. Confused, I shook my head.
No, this is a mistake. I didn't do anything.
The boy's enormous blue eyes suddenly filled with sadness.
Oh, you did a really, really bad thing.
I shook my head again violently.
No! I'm sorry, I don't remember. Just please get me out of this chair.
Suddenly, before either of us could speak again, a man came charging into the room. He was overweight and dressed in overalls, his grizzled face twisted in seething anger. He was holding a sawed-off shotgun in his arms.
I didn't do anything.
I cried as he advanced on us, my voice cracking.
I'm not supposed to be here.
The big man ignored me and instead grabbed the kid and shoved him hard against the wall. The boy grunted as his back struck the concrete and his eyes rose to meet the grizzled man's. Wordlessly, the man raised the shotgun, placed it against the boy's forehead, and blew his head off. Chunks of gore splattered the wall as shock. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
God damn!
Chunks of gore splattered the wall as shock slugged me in the
It's
stomach like an iron fist. Huh?
Oh, sorry, I was talking about chat. My bad.
Oh. My ears rang, and time seemed to slow as I watched in horror as the headless body crumpled to the ground. Oh my god, that was terrible. My breath rushed back into my lungs, and time seemed to readjust.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Truly. I screamed, straining against the ropes, my eyes bulging in horrific shock.
What the fuck?
The man ignored my screams as he bent down and picked up the boy. He slung the ruined corpse over his shoulder and walked out the doorway. Suddenly, the hallway erupted with malicious laughter, a chorus of voices all howling in glee. I shut my eyes, the noise deafening, and absolute terror filled my every pore. After a few moments, the laughter faded and I cautiously opened my eyes, unable to believe what I had just witnessed.
Hello?
I jumped as I realized there was another man standing before me. He was dressed in a simple white button-down shirt and jeans. His brown hair was cut short and he appeared to be in his early 30s. His green eyes were dull and lifeless, his full lips pulled down at the corners.
Turn your mic down just a tad.
Better?
More.
Better?
No, it's the same. Do like a full.
I'm like
just gonna.
almost at the very.
Oh, you're just getting a lot of echo.
But then I can't hear you.
How's your mic controls?
I don't know. Whenever I change this, it changes my headphones, and whenever I do it on the computer, it also changes both.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, never mind.
I can maybe put it further.
Yeah, that's fine. Fine. No, talk.
Is this
No,
better?
Go closer.
Is this better?
No, go further back.
Is this better?
Yeah, it's better. Read the last sentence.
I jumped as I realized there was another man standing before me. He was dressed in a simple white button-down shirt and jeans. His brown hair was cut short and he appeared to be in his early 30s. His green eyes were dull and lifeless, his full lips pulled down at the corners.
What's going on? Where am I?
I cried, new fear pulling in my stomach like hot blood. The man crossed his arms.
You're the one, huh?
He shook his head.
New people disgust me.
Questions bubbled on my lips, but he waved them off with a sharp chop of his hand, slicing the air and demanding my silence. He ran his tongue over his teeth, sneering.
You look like you're already seen some of the horrors this place holds, huh? Yes. I tell by the look in your eyes, you're terrified. You've seen something, haven't you? Doesn't seem all that bad now, does it, looking back? You've been here 5 minutes and you're shitting your pants. You've been here for 5 minutes and you're already shitting your pants. Where am I?
I gasped, unable to hold back any longer.
What do you people want?
The man crossed his arms behind his back.
I bet you want to get out of here, don't you? I bet you like to go back to your home, your family, everything. Please. Whatever I did to you, I'm sorry. I really am, but I don't remember.
The man rolled his eyes.
You didn't do anything to me. You did it to yourself. You really don't remember anything.
I shook my head and felt tears brimming in my eyes, liquid fear. The man looked at me with contempt.
You waited until your wife left for work, and then you went out to the woodshed and hung yourself. You're dead.
The recent memory rose in my mind like a monster from a bog. My eyes went wide. As much as I wanted to deny it, he was right. I had killed myself. The incident tore through my brain like a bullet train and left me reeling.
What? I changed the story up. You're not supposed to know that to the end.
Oh.
I'm Danny, by the way.
The man said, ignoring the shocked look in my face.
And I'm number 2 here, and I run the orientation process. I want to make this quick because I'm tired of repeating this fucking thing into you pathetic unalivals. You get one question before I begin.
He stared down at me, and I scrambled to organize my thoughts into something cohesive. This was all horrifying. Why had I killed myself? I fought against the fog and panic, and the mist of confusion slowly began to lift. I had just lost my job. Yes, that was the start. I squeezed my eyes shut and forced more of the memory to emerge. I had lost my job, and I was about to lose the house. My wife, Tess, she found out and was going to leave me. I didn't have any way out, didn't have any options. Getting fired had come out of the blue, and I didn't have much in savings. I was broke, soon to be homeless. And my wife hated me for it. There was something else. Yes, that's right. She had been cheating on me. I had seen texts on her phone while she slept one night and confirmed my suspicions. My life had degraded to shit, and I had run out of options. Humiliated and ashamed, I had decided death was my only option.
Hey, fucker! Do you have any questions or not?
Danny said, snapping his fingers in front of my face. I was sucked back into reality, and I asked the only question that mattered.
Is this hell?
Danny snorted.
That's always what you people ask.
He began to pace back and forth in front of me.
No, this ain't hell. It's not heaven either. It's the Black Farm. And no, I didn't name it that. This is where God sends the souls who have ended their own life. Unalivals. You see, he doesn't really know what to do with you. And neither does the devil. There are generally good people who kill themselves. Seems cruel to banish them to hell for all eternity for a moment of weakness, right? Personally, I think God and the devil were just tired of arguing about it. And so, they send them here, to the Black Farm. Did God create this place?
I asked, growing more and more confused. Danny spit on the floor, chuckling.
Sure, at some point. But he lost control of it when he put the pig in charge. What's the pig?
I asked, unsure I wanted to know the answer. Danny held up a hand, annoyed.
Can I fucking finish? God created this place eons ago, but the pig in charge. Put the pig in charge, and then forgot about it for a while. Well, when his back was turned, the pig decided to use his own powers to try and create his own little world. This mess you see around you is the fractured remains of what experiment the Black Farm used to be. A lot nicer, but the pig wanted things to be different. He wanted to create his own vision. These people you see, these monsters, they are the pig's attempts of creating functioning life. Instead of mirroring God's earth, these mutated horrible creatures are full of sin and hatred. They run rampant here, unabashed. This place is chaos. The Black Farm is a circus of freaks and monsters, and it's your eternity.
Fear boiled in my gut like thick oil. No, this could not be my end. I didn't believe in stuff like this. This wasn't real. I would wake up soon and realize I was just having a nightmare. That had to be it. Danny stood before me and lightly slapped my face.
Hey! Don't go into hysterics on me. I haven't finished yet.
I raised my teary eyes to meet his. Danny smiled.
You can always feed the pig.
My breath pushed from my lungs like burning steam.
What does that mean?
Danny spread his hands, still smiling.
It's as simple as that. Feed the pig. If you do so, there's a chance he'll send you back to your life. And what happens if it doesn't?
I bumbled.
You get sent to hell. So, flip a coin if you have one. Stay here with us or feed the pig. If you choose to stay, I'll I'll let you go. I'll let you go out there. Wait, sorry. You get sent to hell. So flip a coin if you have one. Stay here with us or feed the pig. If you choose to stay, I'll let you go. I'll let you go out there.
He said, pointing towards the door.
But let me assure you what awaits you at the end of that hallway. Well, let's just say, hell isn't that much worse.
I swallowed hard, trying my best to digest everything. Why wouldn't I try feeding the pig? Whatever that meant. If there was even a sliver of hope, I would take it. An eternity in this place, the Black Farm, be sent to hell, or feed the pig, I would do anything for a chance to go back. This nightmare made my problems seem nothing in comparison. Danny raised a hand before I could speak.
I'll let you think on it for a while. I'll be back later. I want to feed the pig.
I cried, not wanting to spend another second in this awful room. I could hear a woman screaming down the hallway, her cries rising as something meaty pounded into her. My breath came in sharp pulls and my throat burned. Danny noticed the noise and grinned.
Sounds pretty bad, huh?
He said softly as the woman's voice creaked with agony. Something was still slamming into her, the sound of beaten flesh igniting my imagination with horrors.
Please.
I gasped, breathless.
Just let me feed the pig. I don't want to stay here any longer.
Danny turned away from me.
I'll be back later. Enjoy your time alone. Really think about your situation, weigh your options, and remember, you put yourself here.
And with that, he was gone, leaving me in the dim room. Tears streamed down my face. The woman didn't stop screaming for hours.
Okay, let's pause here.
Oof.
Midway through the story. What do you think?
Sounds terrible.
It is really good story. It's a really good lead up. So, what do you think of like the whole situation, like the whole world, the realm, and everything like that? And the chat too. Go ahead and answer as well if you have any thoughts as well.
I guess I don't know. I'm not gonna say it makes sense, but also doesn't not make sense. It's kind of like, isn't it like purgatory basically?
Kind of, yeah. It's kind of like a purgatory. It's almost like a pre-hell, really. The way it's kind of like laid out.
Yeah.
It is purgatory though. Kind of.
I
It's
don't
not
like
purgatory because purgatory is for any like not just people who kill themselves, but
unalive.
yeah, it's for a lot of different things. So this is more like just for this. What do you think, chat? I have a couple questions while you guys think. If you're already dead, why does the fear feel so real?
Because you don't know what awaits you.
Fuck it, dude, I'm going.
You're going?
Oh yeah, I'm not staying
Oh.
there. He said a 50-50 chance. Like, might as well take the chance.
I mean,
He said
yeah,
hell isn't not much better.
I guess, but I don't know. That doesn't really leave you with a lot of options, does it?
No,
Yeah.
that's the point.
I don't.
At what point does suffering stop being punishment and start being hunger?
Huh?
That's a good question. I don't know how to answer that one.
I don't know how to.
She said,
I don't know.
AJ says, I'm going to hell, so might as well go in if it's not about the same. It's about the same. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, I might as well do it, right?
I mean, but what if it could be better?
You're thinking, okay, we're gonna keep reading, and I'm gonna ask you that question at the end of this.
All right.
story.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you the same question at the end of the story.
Okay.
She said, "What if it's better? You never know."
All right. Are we gonna continue reading, or do you have another question?
I'll let the chat answer a little bit, but I think they might be in agreement, and like go ahead and continue here.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and start the music back up.
All right. At some point, I fell into a semi-sleep. The darkness in the room seemed to press in on me, and my eyes fluttered shut. My body ached, and my throat was a halo of fire. Thirst raked at my windpipe like sharp glass. My lips felt like crumpled paper. My head thundered like a drum. The room swam in and out of focus, and my mind drifted towards the horrific sounds that never ended.
I
I
can
was
read a little
lost.
bit if you need a break. By the way,
Yeah,
there's
go
gonna be a lot of that. There's gonna be a lot of this. Okay.
ahead.
I was lost in a haze, unaware that something was sliding into the room until I felt a sharp prick on my big toe, and I jolted out of my daze as my bare foot ignited with pain. I screamed and tried to move, but my bindings held me tight. The room rushed back into focus, and I blinked in agony as I felt blood trickle between my toes. I looked down for the source of pain and felt a scream claw up my throat. Staring up at me was a armless man, and he slithered on the floor like a worm. His bald head scraped the filthy. His bald head scraped and filthy. His legs were wrapped together in barbed wire, forcing him to wiggle his body to move. His eyes were lidless and wide. Two bloodshot white orbs that stared up at me with hunger intensity. His teeth had been removed and replaced with long screws, which jutted from his bleeding gums like a broken rock formation. Around his neck was a chain leash, which I followed across the floor to the open door. The end of the leash was held by a tall, naked man. His body was hairless and flabby, covered in similar scabs like his pet. A dirty bag was pulled over his head that hid his features except for a single red eye that peeked out at me from a crude cut in cloth. He stared at me and groped his engorged penis, his breath heavy and labored. As the armless man wriggled towards me, his master started to masturbate. I screamed as the screw-filled mouth bit at me again, and my cries seemed to stimulate the naked man even more.
What the fuck did we just read?
Get off me! Stop it!
I screamed horrified. I tried to
Back up! Back up! Back up!
Up.
Back up!
Okay.
No, back up yourself. You're too loud. Back up. Back up. You're too loud. That was like.
What about now?
No, it's still too loud.
It's still how? I'm like it's so low I could barely hear you.
It's got a good mic.
What about now?
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
Go ahead.
I screamed horrified. I tried to kick at the man, doing my best to avoid his sharp metal teeth. I brought my heel down on his head, and he screamed as his face bounced off the floor. A moan of pleasure escaped the bagman's mouth, and I turned away as a mist of blood sprayed out onto the floor. There was a rattle of chains, and I turned back to see the two of them leaving. The armless man dragged by his neck out the door. I looked at what the bagged man had ejaculated and saw a puddle of dead ants. I vomited onto myself thick, chunky curtains of bile and slime. That was the grossest thing I've ever read.
Get me out of here!
I don't like it.
Get me out of here!
I screamed, strands of puke running down my chin.
I don't belong here!
I listened to the two men retreat down the hallway, the clank of chains accompanied by the sound of flesh being dragged across the concrete. I screamed again, but I knew no one was going to help me. I spit a wad of phlegm and bile onto the floor, ridding my mouth of the sourness. I forced myself to calm down. It wasn't easy. I just needed a second. After some time, I heard someone else approaching. I had been in a miserable lull, my mind a blank canvas of dark despair, but the noise roused me from my trance-like state. The muscles in my arms burned from being restrained for so long, and I shifted them desperately, trying my best to prepare myself for whatever horror was about to walk through the door. Footsteps drew closer, and then a woman walked into the room. She stopped at the doorway and looked at me. One of her eyes was missing, a dark, cavernous hole in her skull. Her hair was ratty and wild, a brown tangle like a forgotten nest. Her skin was pale and filthy, and she was dressed in rags. I couldn't tell how old she was, but there was maturity in her one good eye.
Still thinking?
She asked, her voice coarse and brittle.
What?
She took a step closer.
Are you still deciding whether you're gonna feed the pig or not?
I looked at her cautiously.
Yeah, I am. Who are you? What do you want? I was once where you are now, trying to decide my fate.
Shadow!
I couldn't believe that. Alright. I couldn't believe this was what happened. What happened after we die. It wasn't what I was taught. Religion didn't warn me about this place.
I tested my bindings again before asking.
You killed yourself too? You're a person like me? You're not one of those creatures?
She snorted.
Breaks my heart. You have to ask though.
She touched the hole where her eyes should have been.
Though I can't understand your condition, or though I can't understand your caution, yeah, I'm an unalival. I've been here a long, long time, but that was my choice. I decided to chance it here.
I motioned my head towards the door.
What's out there? What is all this?
She exhaled heavily and leaned against the wall.
I can't even begin to describe this place. It's like nothing you've ever seen. You walk down that hallway and go out into it all, and
she swallowed.
You'd have to see it to understand it. How bad is it? Why are all these mutated people hurting and killing each other?
She let her head loll back against the wall.
It would take years for you fully to understand this place. Years you don't have. Right now, you have to make a decision. Stay or feed the pig. They tell me hell is worse than here, but it can't be that much worse. Monsters and unalivals roam the Black Farm, killing, raping, brutalizing, and then wake up and you wonder how long you can survive before something else kills you. It's all endless cycle. So why did you stay? Why didn't you feed the pig? I don't even know what that means, but I would do anything for a chance to go back. I can't stay here. I just can't.
She smiled sadly at me.
Why? Why did I choose this? It's simple, really. I'm a coward. I was a coward when I was alive, and I'm a coward in death. When it came down to it, when the moment presented itself, I chose to stay here. I didn't know what awaited me outside. It boiled down to a simple choice fueled by my own fear. What is the pig? What does it do to you?
She suddenly turned to go.
I'm afraid that's for you to find out, but let me warn you. Think hard before you make a decision. Sometimes suffering through your fear is better than suffering your eternity. Be brave. Well, what do I do?
I yelled, shaking in my chair as she walked out the door. She paused and took one last look over her shoulder. Her eye darted around and she dropped her voice to a whisper.
Feed the pig.
And then she was gone. I sat in silence once again. My mind was spinning, desperately turning over my options. I still couldn't fully understand the situation I was in. It was too much, too overwhelming. The other side of death wasn't supposed to be like this. I didn't know what I had expected, but it wasn't this nightmare. Questions crashed over my mind like cold waves into a sinking. Questions crashed over my mind like cold waves onto a sinking ship. How was I supposed to make a choice when I didn't even know what my actions entailed? This place, the Black Farm, I couldn't stay here. But what if I went to hell? What if I didn't get sent back? I would be out of the fire and into the frying pan. My existence would forever be damned to unending misery. Here, though, here there were people like me, unalivers. It wasn't all monsters and mutilated murderers. Maybe I could hole up somewhere with them, try to scrape together a passable existence. Surely that would be better than getting sent to hell. No, no, this wasn't going to be how I spent my eternity. I refused to let it be. If there was even the slightest sliver of hope, I would take it. I didn't want to wonder what could have been. I didn't want to be tormented by doubt. I would feed the pig and accept whatever fate chose for me. When it boiled down, that was the only option left. I would feed the pig.
Hey, hello, Donnie?
I yelled, rattling in my chair.
I've made my decision. Danny!
After a couple of seconds, I heard footsteps echo down the hallway towards me. Danny walked through the hallway, an annoyed look on his face.
I've made my choice. I'm going to feed the pig. Sounds like you really thought about it since I left you.
Danny said sarcastically. I licked my lips.
You'd be the same thing if you were in my place. You'd do the same thing if you were in my place.
Danny walked behind me.
I was in your place once, and I chose differently.
My eyes widened, and then Danny wrapped my entire head with a strip of thin cloth binding me. I sucked in as much air as I could, but each lungful felt empty. I felt Danny cut me free from the chair, and my body sighed as my stiff muscles were released. I rolled my shoulders, and my hands were released, and I moaned with What am I reading? I rolled my shoulders as my hands were released, and I moaned with relief. I dug my fingers into my back and I stretched, my bones creaking.
Keep your blindfold on and follow me,
Danny said, pulling me up. My legs shook as I put weight on them, my thighs trembling after their long, cemented position. I groped blindly in front of me and found Danny's shoulder. I rested my hand on it as he walked us out of the room. As we entered the hallway, I could suddenly hear sound I hadn't before. The clank of metal, a long fleshy tearing noise, something vomiting. Those sounds sprang to life in my ears, panting the darkness before my eyes with imaginary scenes of horror. I gripped Danny's shoulder tighter, stumbling behind him, my heart thundering. I heard something trailing behind us, but Danny didn't seem to notice, or if he did, he didn't care. Flesh slapped the concrete mere inches behind me, and I suddenly felt the hot breath on my neck and the click of a wet tongue against my gums. My breathing became even more labored as fear choked me. Ew.
Going in to feed the pig, are ya?
Something whispered in my ear. I felt something press against the back of my head, and I tried not to think about what it might be. It was wet and slimy, and I heard the thing chuckle.
He's hungry, piggy. And you ain't sore he gets a meal, ya?
The thing whispered again, its voice low and unlike anything I had ever heard before. It was a series of grunts and moans jumbled together to form broken words. To my relief, I heard the thing retreat back to wherever it had come from, and I continued to follow Danny. He remained silent as we walked, and I could feel shifts in the air. The thick heat gave way to a cooler, almost pleasant temperature, but then it kept decreasing, and soon I was shivering violently against the cold. I couldn't see anything, but I felt a breeze on my face, like we were outside. I didn't hear Danny open any doors, but nothing about this place was natural. It was like reality blurred and bled into itself, like reels of film melting together.
Teeth chattering, I was suddenly blasted with intense heat and gasped. My feet tripped over themselves as the terrain changed, and I was suddenly walking on what felt like warm iron. My ears were filled with the sound of blazing furnaces and the clash of working machinery. I couldn't see it, but it felt like there was a vast open expanse overhead. I smelled ash and tasted dirt on my tongue. Sweet, already forming around. Ugh. Sweet sweat already forming around my spine. Suddenly, I crashed into Danny as it came to a halt. I backed up a few paces quickly and muttered my apologies. I could hear movement in front of us, rustling of chains and odd clicking sound of metal on the floor. Something else, too, something snorting. And then the room filled with a deafening sound of an immense pig squealing, covering my ears, head splitting at the high pitched wail. I grit my teeth as the noise echoed off the metal and faded into the series of snorts and grunts. It sounded absolutely enormous. I brought another one.
Danny announced, a slight tinge of respect lining his voice.
He wants to feed the pig.
I waited, expecting to hear some answer, the cloth around my eyes sealing my sight to darkness. I realized my knees were shaking and my back was coated in sweat. I was terrified.
If that's what you wish. If that's what you wish.
Danny said, and I felt him bow under my hand. Apparently, some unseen conversation had just happened, and Danny took my wrist and pushed me forward.
Approach the pig.
My whole body trembled and my knees locked into place, robbed from sight. I raised my hands, trying to get my bearings. The heat and ash filled my head with nausea. I felt like I was going to throw up, my stomach rolling like a dead sea. I'm sorry, can you hear him in the background?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know where I was or what horror lay before me. I felt lost and time. Can we
Yeah, just go ahead and
pause
handle
for
it.
1
Yeah,
second?
we'll handle it real quick.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Huh. My mute thingy isn't working then.
I don't think your mic's working.
I don't think so either.
Probably have the wrong mic on. She's gonna go discipline her dog real quick. Because he keeps screaming. So, how's everyone liking the story? Gross, I love it. Yeah, it's a really good story. I like this one a lot too. It's one of my favorites. The sensory details and like the imagery is really good, so I like it a lot. It also has like that like ominous. You don't really like know what this monster is, so it kind of gives you that like that shroud of ambiguity. Ambiguity. I'm not saying that right, but you know what I mean. All right. You cannot just like wait for an hour. It's crazy. He has to scream. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I know what I did wrong.
What was it?
It's not picking up my microphone because it's picking up the webcam for some reason.
That's why it sounded like crap.
Yeah.
That's why.
Sorry. And I can't change it. I have to get out of the recording.
Yeah, it's fine. Just keep going at this point.
Okay. Where was I?
My whole body trembled.
Okay. My whole body trembled and my knees locked into place, robbed from sight. I raised my hands, trying to get my bearings, the heat and ash filling my head with nausea. I felt like I was going to throw up, my stomach rolling like a dead sea. I didn't know where I was or what horror lay before me. I felt lost and tiny, a fresh splash of tears dripping from my eyes and soaking onto the cloth around my face.
Please, please, let me see what's happening.
Danny was suddenly behind me, pushing me forward. He guided my hands towards something as we stepped together in unison. Jesus. Even with the cloth around my face, I could see a giant mass of towering darkness before me. It was a spot of black on an already darkened canvas. As we walked forward, I was suddenly assaulted by a horrendous smell and I gagged, turning away. Danny's grip tightened and forced me to continue. I could sense something just in front of me, a living, shifting mass of flesh. The smell increased to a wretched level and I gagged again. Then hot air was being blown on my face, a blast of heat that came in repeated short bursts. I vomited into my cloth, the source of the smell stemming from the hot air. I choked as the bile gushed over the fabric, soaking it, and momentarily cutting off my oxygen. Danny slapped my hands away, and I took a few seconds to steady my breathing again. I was opening, crying now, fear and misery collapsing my willpower. The wet cloth stunk as I sucked in soggy breaths. My own stomach acid coated my skin, and I begged for it all to be over. And then something squealed directly in front of me. I felt my bladder go. I was standing before the pig. It was the source of darkness in my obscured vision, a fat, titanic creature that filled my senses with every breath it blew into my face. Danny raised my hands, and suddenly I was touching the pig's snout. I recoiled immediately, but Danny forced my hands back. Its fur was stiff and brittle, and as my shaking hands explored up its nose, the size of the animal became clear to me. It was gigantic and had weight. It was gigantic and had weight over a ton. Its flesh wiggled under my sweating hands, and it opened its mouth slightly. My fingers curled around teeth the size of kitchen knives, and I realized its mouth was absolutely cavernous. The pig squealed again, and I heard its hooves clack against the ground. It sounded like thunder rolling across an open field in the middle of summer.
Take the take this blindfold off, please.
I begged, my eyes turning to jelly. Denny had taken a few steps back, and I heard reverence in his voice.
You don't want to do that.
I jumped as the pig nudged me with its nose, the wet circle of flesh squishing against the length of my face. I shuddered away, raising my hands and emitting a cry of fear.
Feed the pig.
Danny instructed, his voice like cold steel now.
You made it. You made your choice. Now live with it. It's the only chance you have of going back. Or maybe the pig won't like how you taste and send you to hell. Only one way to find out.
My eyes widened behind the vomit-soaked cloth.
Won't like how I taste. Climb into its mouth.
My bladder let go again, and I felt warm piss run down my leg.
No, you can't mean.
Danny's voice hardened.
Climb into its mouth and don't stop crawling forward until it's done with you. Please.
I begged, turning towards Danny's voice, reaching out blindly.
Please, there has to be some other way. Don't make me do this.
I was a mess of snot and tears, my words bumbling from my mouth like a toddler. Danny stepped forward and spun me back to face the pig.
Do it! You made your choice. It'll be all over soon. This is your only chance.
I could feel the pig breathing onto my face, its snout mere inches from mine. The smell and heat it emitted made me want to vomit again, but I held it back. This was insane. This wasn't happening. My mind spun and twisted in chaos and fear. There had to be some other way. I couldn't do this. I could not do this. Suddenly, I remember the words of the woman. Sometimes suffering through your fear is better than suffering for eternity. Be brave. This was my only chance to get back to the world of the living. I had made such a terrible mistake in killing myself. If I could go back and change my life, I wouldn't have to spend eternity here. I could change my ways, ensure a spot somewhere else, somewhere away from the pig. But what if it decided to send me to hell? How much suffering could I endure? I had to take the chance.
Please, God,
I whispered, taking a step forward.
if you can hear me, please have mercy.
My shaking hands reached out for the pig, and I grasped its thick fur. I felt it slowly lower its head and open its mouth. It was waiting for me, its thick, hot breath stinking in my nostrils. This was it. No turning back now.
I slowly gripped its teeth and pulled myself forward into its jaw. Its head was at a downward angle, and so I immediately fell onto my stomach at a 45-degree angle. Its wet tongue squished under me, and I was shaking so hard I could barely breathe. Tears soaked my blindfold, and my heart crunched against my ribs. I slowly reached forward and found another tooth to grab onto. Gritting my teeth, I pulled my body inward past my knees. The pig raised its head, and I suddenly completely horizontal on its tongue. Saliva and mucus dripped around me, and the heat was so intense I almost blacked out. My knees clacked against its front teeth as I pulled myself even deeper. Its inner cheeks pressed in around me, squeezing my body like a soaking, fleshy coffin. Crying, terrified, I reached ahead of me and found more teeth and pulled myself deeper into its mouth. I felt my feet slide past its lips. My whole body was coated in slime and openly wept, grasping in the darkness for another tooth. And that's when the pig started chewing on me. I screamed in crushing agony as my body was compressed between its massive teeth. I heard my legs snap instantly and felt wet bone pop from my skin. I shook violently as my body spasmed in shock, a mangled twist of blood and pain. Its tongue shifted me in its mouth, and I felt a bite down on my shoulder. My eyes bulged in their sockets as I howled, a hot pillar crunching down on my collarbone. I threw up violently, unable to control myself, the pain overwhelming. Keep crawling, screaming, bloodshot eyes rolling wildly. I reached forward with my arm, wetly searching for another tooth. I grit my teeth, blood squirting between them as my fingers wrapped around something solid. The pig bit down again. Its tongue twisted my body so its molars would snap down on my knees. The pain brought darkness, but my howling screams forced my eyes to remain open. Jesus, make it stop! I bellowed.
I bellowed. Oh.
Sorry, go ahead.
I bellowed, my trembling hand still gripping the tooth ahead of me.
Please make it stop.
I ground my teeth together so hard they cracked, screaming as I slowly pulled my body deeper into the mouth. Something was changing. The tight walls of its throat squeezed my head, and I realized I was almost through.
Come on, you motherfucker! Come on!
I begged, vocal cords cracking. I reached ahead of me and grabbed onto a thick wad of flesh. My head felt like it was splitting, and the pig bit down on me again. I gasped, blood exploding from my mouth in a great gush of red. It had pierced through my stomach, obliterating my insides like bloated noodles. Darkness rushed in on me, and I was in too much shock to even scream. With the last of my strength, right as the blackness took me, I pulled myself forward one last time and felt myself slide down his throat. Darkness falling, screaming. I was screaming. Heat so intense I thought I could melt. Clinging. Something was hammering on a metal. Colors and images flew past me so quickly I could only make out their shape. Blood poured into my eyes. I felt like I would keep falling forever. Suddenly, my eyes snapped open, and I was falling, my breath rushing back into my lungs in a great wave of purity. My face bounced off wood floor, and I cried out as I felt my noose break. I tasted blood and saw tears. Nope. Tasted blood and saw stars.
Nose.
I.
My nose break. I had stopped falling. There was a ring of burning fire around my throat, and I felt impossibly thirsty. I was lying on the floor. I slowly opened my eyes again, and the darkness began to fade like morning mist under a hot sun. Colors blended together, and shapes came into focus. I was in my woodshed. I reached up around my throat and gasped, or I reached up around my throat and grasped at the source of heat. It was the rope I had hung myself with, but now it was severed, releasing me from the grip of death. Relief rolled over me in an overwhelming wave of things. I curled up on the floor and sobbed, tears dripping from my eyes onto the dirty floor. My body shook unbroken as I wept, wet, hoarse cries rising from my quivering lips. I had been spared. I was alive again. From my spot on the floor, I turned my eyes upward, my voice cracking. Thank you, God. Oh, thank you. I fell into another fit, uncontrollably sobbing. I promise I won't waste my life again. I promise I'll make things right. I'll fix everything. I don't know how long it was before I got up. Time seemed to stretch for eternity. My mind refused to rebuild the horrors of what I had just witnessed crushing me. But I knew I would do everything I could to make the most of my life. I was going to live every day to the fullest. I would devote myself to helping others in dark times. I'd reach out to as many unalivables as I could and try to save them from what awaited for them on the other side. I didn't want anyone else to have to witness the horrors of unaliving yourself. I didn't want anyone else to have to feed the pig. And that is the end of our story.
Fuck.
How'd y'all feel? How y'all feel about that?
That was
How y'all feeling?
one of the stories with the most imagery,
The story got
and it
published.
made, huh?
The story got published.
And it made me queasy.
That's like the point.
Well,
Well, good job, I guess.
Truly.
How y'all think? What y'all think about the story? Pretty good, right? I think I have some closeout questions here. All right, here's a couple questions. Here we go. Was the pig a punishment or an offer? What do you guys think?
An offer?
Yeah, it was a good choice. I think it was both.
Yeah.
I think it was both. I think it's a punishment and an offer, right? Because it's an offer to maybe. Well, I mean, you're gonna go somewhere else for sure. A trick offer. It's both.
Yeah.
Because the
I
punishment
guess it is both.
Yeah, you get basically eaten alive. And get a chance to maybe come alive again. So that's what I think. Would you choose to stay in the farm or feed the pig?
I would choose to feed the pig.
The farm sounds
That sounded
bad.
terrible.
The farm
It sounded bad.
Yeah. I mean, both are pretty bad, but I feel like 50-50 shot.
Yeah. I would risk it, honestly, at this point after reading this story.
Right. I would do as well. It's like, all right, well, but you wouldn't know that either. Like, you wouldn't know that what's on the other side, right? So you'd still have to make the decision without knowing what the pig actually like, what it does. what do you think about the story? Like, what got you? Like, what was like the hook for you, or what do you think?
Um, I mean, I think it got me from the beginning. It was interesting. It was like a nice little like hook, like read the story, you're gonna be interested. And then the imagery, other than like the naked people and like the ant pile thing, I think it would make a really good you know those like haunted houses that you can go
Yeah,
to and like walk through. I
yeah,
feel like the Black Farm would be like the perfect haunted house to just fucking scare you.
yeah. I get that. Um, I don't know how this guy comes up with some of the stuff that he wrote, but like,
I I would never want to be
it's
inside that guy's brain.
it's insane though. Insane, insane stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, that's all the question I had. Unless you had anything to add,
No, did you like the story?
I liked it. I liked it the first time I read it, but still good the second time. I want to see your reaction really, and it was perfect.
I feel like I was like,
You're like, your eyes are like, said that one part.
cause fuck. That was a good story though. I liked it.
Sweet.
I liked it as much as I can like it and hate it at the same time.
I think a lot of people did. I think a lot of the chat liked it as well. Um, cool. Well, that's another story down. The next one we're gonna read one of Andrea's friends' stories, and if we have enough time, we'll read mine. Is it short? Do you know?
It's short.
Oh yes, we'll probably read mine to hers. So, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and follow, and sleep well. You know, and if you ever get the chance to feed the pig or not, you gotta feed it. It's required. Not required, but the best choice. All right. See you guys next time. And if you are sticking around for the next stream, I'll be on in 30 minutes.